Heroes, gather tribute and earn my favor.
Do it!
So it's not oh shit, we're live. Okay, but anyway, hello.
Enough of the drama.
hello.
Shit talking.
All right, hello. Welcome to the Gankbush podcast. I'm your host, Fringe Average. Yeah. Where are my notes actually? I don't have my notes. Here we go. All right, here you go.
Wow,
It's like 1 week off.
Nice.
1 week off.
Got a great show for you guys.
Yeah, we have a great show. For those of you listening for the first time, we are the only explicit Heroes of the Storm podcast where all the different co-hosts represent different play levels. We have someone all the way from a Gonjagoon. Are you in Masters currently?
Yes.
Oh, good. Now we actually have a show again with a Masters player. Good. I'm glad.
Oh no.
So,
If you want to open this can of worms, I will go
from
there.
As low as a silver type player,
I
all the way
will.
up to a master level player.
I will bring
Bring you
down the
latest hot
pain.
news and bring you the latest tips and strategies so that you can become a better player.
Just got
So
talked
let's
over.
go ahead and introduce our only master level player. We have Ganjun who's coming in again. How's it going?
Goonhots, actually. Get it right.
Oh,
get
good.
it
Sorry.
Nuts.
Apologize.
Yeah. No, pretty good. Glad to be here. It's always fun to be here with you guys. And I think this is the first time we're all here together and it's live on Twitch. It's not audio or any other, cheap bullshit like that. I'm glad to be here.
Cheap.
Yeah, you
Alright.
can show your
And-
beautiful face now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to throw shit at you, Goon, because Fringe has started that. But if you start shit, I will bring the pain. So that's a warning right now.
2-0.
I'm not starting anything, dude.
All right.
2-0. So how does it feel, Goon, to have the highest MMR on the podcast tonight?
I mean, it's not that hard apparently. So.
Oh.
Oh shit. Oh, it's.
Come on.
Uh,
Come on, Bacon.
I mean, it's funny coming from a guy who's been in a Masters League as many times as I've been in Grand Masters. So,
Hey, I'm still Masters, right? I'm still
Yeah.
Masters.
Boom. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our.
And others.
Let's go ahead and introduce our diamond level player. That is Bacon, who's calling in from his palatial estate in Buford, Georgia.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our winner from week 2. That is Tara Baron. How's it going?
Hey there, Fringe. It's good to be here in the Nexus. Coming off our win in Bush League. Feels good. So.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our gold type player. That is Old Backpack, who's calling in from Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Wait. Why am I
finally.
gold type all of a sudden? What happened?
MMR
Baron
decay. MMR decay.
What are you talking about? I've been playing.
When?
In Hero League?
I played at the Feet Fest.
You play like once a week. You can't maintain plat.
I played
once
at
a week.
the weekend. What are you talking about? I played the Blimsy till like 1 p.m. last weekend.
I doubt that. Well,
Yeah.
the one game I
Scott's
did play with you
always-
recently, you were not plat.
Scott's always been in favor of an MMR decay, and I think it should be applied.
Let's ask Scott. Do you think MMR decay should apply to Old Backpack?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've seen him play?
Don't say yes, because if you
Been a
say yes,
while.
it'll come back to us. Say no.
No.
No, be
No.
honest. Be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly.
We can't let. We
It's
can't
not
let
like
him
a week
listen.
no. He means yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's probably plays a little worse than he did a few, 6-8 months ago.
I think all you guys need to learn new characters in BOT. Learn new characters. I was learning Blaze, and I'm shitty.
All right, let's
Look,
introduce our.
all I'm saying is I've been master for 2 years and I'm diamond for 2 weeks and I get a mountain of shit thrown
Exactly,
my way.
right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and
Y'all
introduce
can't
our
get
other
off my
diamond
D,
player.
man. Jealous, mofos.
That is Scott, who's calling in from San Francisco, California.
Yeah. Hey, good to be here.
All right, we actually have a good show for you. We're going to discuss the latest patch that came out today, as well as Deckard Cain, who's not in the patch, but we'll talk about him. We'll talk about the Bush League, recap week 2, where the brothers have won.
Is that what's going around? It's called the Brothers.
Brothers War.
I think Loxley coined that phrase. I could be wrong though, but
It was a team effort. I just want to add that it's a team effort.
was it really, Tyrebrain?
No, we got helped by Team 4's lack of ability to draft very heavily.
And then
We were like half the time just face slapping, like, how can you let us have those characters?
They let Diablo and Phoenix go through.
I don't know what the hell was going on.
But we'll actually do a draft analysis of both drafts, and then we'll do a story time with Fringe, and then we'll call it a show. All right, so let's get the plugs out of the way. So we stream every Wednesday night at Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you listen to us on Stitcher or iTunes, please rate and review us. We actually haven't received an iTunes review in a while, so if you actually do that, go to iTunes and give us a review. That actually helps us out a lot. Also, if you listen to the show and enjoy the show, and you have friends who play the game, please spread the word about the show. Also, if you like to play with us, please join us in our Wintime channel in BNet called Wintime, one word, Wintime. We also have a Discord channel. If you go there too, you can talk to us. And also, if you want to support us financially, please go to Patreon, patreon.com/gankpushsquad. And there, the money goes into paying for our costs, such as hosting and primarily just hosting at this point. And actually, the money goes back to the community. So if you've been following along, the casters each week get some bits for doing the casting for the Bush League, as well as other stuff. We have a YouTube channel, so we post stuff there. We usually put the video on the YouTube channel, as well as the the Bush League games as well. And also, if you go to GamePushSquad.com, you'll find links to all the aforementioned content hubs, as well as the music. And this week, we're playing a band called The Brother Kite again. And they said we can use their music, so we're going to be spamming them for the next few weeks. Okay, so... All right. So some quick announcements. BlizzCon is going to happen November 2nd to November 3rd. You can buy your tickets on May 9th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Whoa, hold up. Is everybody plan on going to BlizzCon again this year?
This has not been discussed yet.
Yeah. Why not bring it up now? Is the squad going to be there in force?
I plan to be there. I thought it was awesome.
I'm going to try my best.
Yeah,
Awesome French
I'm gonna try and
fries.
go too.
I think if we get to 40 iTunes review, maybe I'll do it.
No, I had a blast.
See you in 2 years. We'll see if the next stuff.
We're 3 reviews away, right, from 40 reviews.
Potentially, yes. We're at 37, I believe. But in all seriousness, I think I'll go. It depends if we get tickets or not. If not, we'll have to do like the redraft on May 12th or the other lottery May 12th. But yeah, hopefully we'll try to go. Is Goon going to go?
$200. It's $25.
That's the plan. That's the plan. We'll see. You never know. I don't know what the universe might throw at you, but yeah, I'd like to go.
Okay. All right. So Goon is going to do another recap of one game out of week 2 on Sunday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on his Twitch channel.
Which game?
Goon decides that.
Yeah. The spiciest game of them all. That's all I'll say.
So the not stomp one. The one that was actually back and forth.
I mean, is our stomps not spicy?
They are.
Not very spicy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
But so actually,
more painful.
after the Goon does the review, he puts it on his personal YouTube channel, and if you want to watch the replay of that, you can go there. And actually, everyone on my team actually watched either live or watched the VODs, and they all really enjoyed it and learned a lot from that particular video.
Oh yeah,
And,
I will also not to upstage Goon because he's doing a great job with those reviews. Tune in on Sunday, but around Friday, Saturday, I will also be doing some personal one-on-ones, not like a whole team view breakdown, but yeah, for the people that last week wanted to do some replay reviews with me, so that should be fun.
Is Leviathan one of them?
Is there such a thing as attorney-client privilege?
Well, this is gonna be
Not
broadcasted
here.
live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have there were like 6-7 people that reached out, so Leviathan is one of them.
Oh, all right.
Damn, 6 or 7. That's a lot.
Yeah, but it's
You got
like if you feel like you can take the criticisms and improve as a player, then why not? Like,
I mean, are you going to do all 6 and 7 of those people who reached out, or are you just going to select which ones you think will benefit the most?
if they want to, I'll do it.
Oh man.
So there's no one that says like, "Oh, you're a lost cause. I'm not going to do it."
There's no Tower Baron out there.
I mean, if they did think that, they wouldn't have reached out to me in the first place, right? So
Well, you could be like the reality check or something.
You're never gonna be good at this game. Quit the team.
You know it. It's not going to happen.
I mean, I have yet to deny a request. So also, Tower Baron hasn't asked me for coaching yet. So
With those
There's a first
teleports on
for
Brightwing, he's good to go.
no,
Yeah.
Tower Baron's Brightwing was legit. I have to admit, I was very impressed with some of the plays he
Right,
did.
right,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it was really good.
I thought that was a very good Brightwing play.
yeah.
And
definitely.
many saves are crucial.
I actually wasn't even planning to go Brightwing. Team 4 sniped my Uther pick, so I was like, what else can I play as support? Oh, Brightwing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, so also Goon has an announcement for Pug games, right?
Yeah. So in my Discord, we added a bot in there. We've created another channel, whatever, for people to pick up, to I guess create pickup games with anybody that's around. There's a bot in there. You join the group. The bot randomizes the teams. You guys go into custom and just kick each other's ass for as long as you want. It's always there. It's always available. If you're interested, come on by. There's people always looking for games. And I will be looking to be casting some of those games as well throughout the week. Mondays after Bush League, and then Fridays and Sundays as well. Or whenever I can get a chance. If there's people on and I got nothing else going on, I'll look to cast some games and have a good time doing that. I will also be playing in some of those games too. So if you're interested, come on by. We'll test some things out. We'll create a new meta, right? And yeah.
Did you create like an algorithm where you don't have to play with Tower Baron?
Hell no. Hell. I'm not that smart. I wish I was because I don't want to.
Well, I actually don't think his team wants to play with Tower Baron. But all right, so any other announcements or
that?
plugs?
The Balvine? What is that? Their bacon?
Balvini Caribbean cask, 14 years.
Oh, I like how we invoke Tower Baron's name and Bacon reaches for tequila.
Mm-hmm.
is that what it was?
I don't know. Is it tequila?
No, it is Scotch.
Oh, all right.
Oh man, Scotchman.
Fancy.
Classy.
Cultured. All right.
All right. So, any other announcements anyone wants to plug? Oh yeah, Bush League's Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Stop on by.
Yep.
Plug ourselves.
I think
Who's casting this coming week?
Stixa, right?
No, the Nexus commentaries. So I think it's like Zex
Oh,
versus his own personal Gangster squad. Like those guys. We'll be doing it.
The villains.
I think Grizzly's the biggest villain because he actually just talks shit to people. Zax is actually kind of nice about it.
Sex is nice about it.
Zax is nice, yeah.
You see his team name?
No, I know, no. I know his team name, but like Grizzly's like straight up telling people, yeah, this Chromie sucks or this whatever. Like he literally says that in Discord. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he does
every
that.
day, it seems like.
He's pretty brutal.
Yeah, for no reason too. He just does it
Wait,
to people.
Scott says he's brutal?
That's
He calls
Pretty
people
cool.
out and tells people that they suck that he doesn't really even know that well, I think.
yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. When I'm
saw
scrolling
that.
the chat, I'm like, oh man, that's brutal.
All right. So, okay. So, Deckard Cain has been announced last Friday, and we brought on Ganjin because we wanted to have 3 master type support mains talk about him, because I think that this is a big deal. Because I think this is actually what I think a year ago Blizzard said they wanted to make supports be more of a playmaker type of character, or type of character. And I think this is, because obviously we got that with Stukov, we got that a little bit with Ana and Alexstrasza, but now we actually definitely have it, I think, with Deckard Cain. So let's go to.
I said that to you.
What? Who said
You
what
saw
to
that
me?
line.
What line?
What line?
That 1 year
Playmaker
ago
line?
thing.
I haven't talked to you on with our vocal tones in since the last show. What are you talking about?
Vocal
Our
tones.
vocal tones?
Vocal
You
tones.
singing to him or something?
Sounds like you're
Is
lying.
this-
If
is
someone
this
starts
soliloquy
talking like
happening?
that,
Serenading him.
Yeah.
We haven't audibly communicated since last fortnight.
Yeah.
sound like Clinton, dude. That's like some Clinton talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. First of all, when did you talk to me? You didn't talk to me.
That could have been someone else. My mistake.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. Jeez, fuck.
But anyway,
Man,
it's
I'm getting shade from a diamond player nowadays. Okay.
holy shit.
Let's go to let's go to Goon on his
It's
thoughts on Deckard
That's
Cain.
better than you'll ever be in your dreams.
Hey, 2-0. I'm 2-0 though. I have the balls to play in the Bush League though.
That is true.
Carried by a Masters and a Diamond player. Okay.
Mhm.
Anyways, Deckard Cain. The character, okay, cool, whatever. It's a nice little meme. The kit, I'm pretty excited about. There's a lot of controlling space, which is a resource in Heroes of the Storm that a lot of people don't consider. Space in team fights, around objectives, corridors, things like that. Being able to push people away, set things up, slow things down. I think that's pretty cool. I've wanted more abilities, more things in the game like that, where you can manipulate the battlefield or the opponents in an area to create advantages for your team, instead of just, I'm Malfurion, here's a Q, I'm going to spam W a couple times. I think this is a pretty cool kit that this guy has, and dropping potions or being able to throw, it's all pretty cool. I'm excited to see how strong he's going to be, or weak. I mean, to see his viability in the game. But I think it's a good addition, definitely.
What do you think, Scott? Oh, go ahead, Bacon.
I mean, ever since they took away the wave clear and the some of the campability, like from Rhaegar and stuff, it's always been about the healing and the utility of the supports now. And think about when Malfurion or Stukov is most effective is when they're using their utility abilities. It's not really their healing. So it's when Stukov uses his root with silence when he's the most oppressive, or it's when Malfurion gets that sick root off into a Twilight Dream. And Deckard Cain has 3 pretty good CC abilities, and one of them's a heroic, granted, but the amount of control that he gains from his abilities, it's nothing like we've seen before. And I'm pretty excited. Like I was one who was completely against the idea of Deckard Cain. I mean, we all know the last couple episodes I was pretty opinionated, but I am willing to completely change my opinion, and I think Deckard Cain, like I'll have to bite the bullet and really give him a honest try.
Right on.
All right, go ahead, Scott. What do you think?
Well, first off, I really love his kit. I really love that he has stay a while and listen. Anybody who's played Diablo has heard him say that many a time.
It had to be in there.
Yeah, exactly. It had to be in there. He's also got the Herodric Cube, which is like a iconic part of Diablo as well. So that's pretty
Also,
cool.
it upgrades to Kanai's Cube, which is what it does in Diablo 3, which is just beautiful in talents.
Yeah, so his kit's pretty awesome. He throws out health potions, also a Diablo 2 signature. So the kit's really cool. His zone control, as everybody's touched on, it seems like he has huge zone control, because I mean, nobody's been able to try them yet, but just from watching the animations, it looks like those areas that they cover are huge compared to like, anything else we've seen. Each one of his abilities is like way bigger than a Malfurion's upgraded roots. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how it plays out, and if I wouldn't be surprised if that gets nerfed.
I'm excited to see how compositions change in the competitive environments. Like, okay, now we have all these extra tools available in one hero that we haven't had before. How can we manipulate the rest of our draft to be able to cover the things like, sustain or whatever, mainly sustain, I suppose. But how are the drafts going to look when this guy comes out, a couple months from now? Will we still see the same picks? Will we still see the Maevs or the Genjis? Or I don't know. I'm pretty excited because this is like, it's a weird kit. Looks powerful, and I mean, if you can use him to plug up to bring in all the utility, plug up, bring in all the utility. I mean, that might open up heroes like Chen or something to come back, But
all right, so Tyburn, what do you think about Deckard Cain at the lower levels?
So I think there's going to be a lot of confusion on the potions. Since he doesn't technically heal anyone directly, I could see some character taking another lower health character's potion.
No, you can throw a potion
it
at somebody and it hits them and they
And
get
it lands
healed.
on them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. But it looks like from all the previews that he kind of like lays them down in an area, and then characters can kind of maybe like take it by accident. Like maybe you throw it, maybe you don't throw that accurately and it lands somewhere near the character you wanted to, and then someone else takes it. I can see a lot of that. But I do like his ability to zone control. I think, like Scott said, the range and like how big the spells are like really, really, really powerful. I think he's going to be really good. And also his trait goes off of staying with the team. There's a lot of team fighting. I think he's going to be really strong. And I think that stay a while and listen and the upgraded 20 is really strong as well because it silences afterwards. So
silences and blinds, right?
Yeah.
That
That's
ability seems stupid strong. That you could silence. It's AoE is huge, so you could silence a whole team, and meanwhile your team picks off, one guy because the damage breaks it, blows him up. And if you're doing pretty good, maybe you still have some more time to blow up somebody else before everybody else comes out of that sleep, because it says channels for 3 seconds and then like 2 seconds afterwards, so you could be slept for 5 seconds and you could hit a whole team. That seems stupid strong.
That seems like a hero physio thing to do.
What, you mean like CC the whole team and win?
No. Well, no. He'll lose, but like, because it's hero physio. But like, he'll just try and troll. I feel like that's a really good troll talent.
Well, but if it's the best talent, it's not a troll. It's just a good talent.
It's just being good, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Deckard Cain troll hero. That's a.
I use sound barrier.
special.
I'm such a troll. I deny damage. I don't think that's a troll.
And they also said he can heal himself with the potions as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember they
All right,
announced that.
so
There's some
That's
definitely
big. That's big.
His stay a while and listen definitely map specific though.
what?
If you think about it, the obvious
Versus
example is,
Lornado?
yeah.
When
if
do you go
think about it-
Lornado?
What?
I thought when do you go
we're not
Lornado?
talking about Lornado, Tarbin. We're talking about the stay a while and listen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what he's
well,
saying.
right now-
Why would
right now I'm
stay
talking
a while
about-
and listen not be like picked every single time?
Well, it's a sleep, right? And you can't re-sleep once the player takes damage, right? And let's say Infernal Shrines, you're setting up, and they're already on the monsters, and the monkeys are gonna attack the enemy heroes, so they will wake up.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Also, you can't use it in lane because the minions will attack heroes, right? So this ability, it's kind of specific, even if it's friendly to the heroic because you can't like strictly just use it in lane because minions will, stupidly attack heroes. There's things like Spider Queen. There's not a lot of lanes where it's free from minions because it's such a small map. It's gonna be very hard to find spots where you get great value out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right, so-
maybe a map
yeah.
like Battlefield of Eternity when you're fighting in the middle, yeah, that'll be a great place for stay a while. But
Volskaya on the points, maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. I just think it has huge potential. I think it's going to be as impactful as like Mosh Pit, but way easier to land, basically. That AoE is pretty big, especially the enemy team has like, say, a dive comp where they got 3 or 4 melee and you're hitting like 3 of them, which would be pretty easy to do.
Now, after he was the hero trailer was released on Friday, I said in Discord that, well, this is the opportunity for for Scott, Goon, and Bacon to carry now with a support character, because I feel like this is one of the rare ones that allow you to carry. What do you guys think about that statement?
I've already been carrying. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
You know what I mean.
What the hell are you talking about?
You know what I mean.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure I can make plays. We can all make plays and do cool stuff with Deckard Cain. The thing is, do our allies know what the hero does, and do they understand what his strengths, weaknesses are? Are they going to be feeding? Do they think they're going to get a divine shield out of me or something? It's going to come down to that.
Let's
a
be
lot
honest.
of the time.
If you're carrying as a support, your allies are also following up on what you do and closing on what you set up. So a lot of support's carry is setting up your teammates.
Let me rephrase. So it allows you to carry as a as more of like an initiator, right? You're kind of like a Stukov that allows you to initiate certain types of things. Like if you're Rhaegar, you're beholden to what your team does, right? You're obviously hanging out in the back line, then you get the kills when targets are like at low health, right? But I feel like Deckard Cain is more of a initiator. And he can do more things and actually create stuff, good situations for fights to go a certain way, while most supports are just more like reactionary.
I think he's gonna follow up a lot. He's gonna follow up on the tank's initial crowd control, because his 2 abilities, the Herodric Cube and the Scroll of Sealing, take like a little bit of time to come out. So those abilities can be somewhat easily dodged, or if you're initiating and you're too close, you get blown up while you're trying to get these things off.
But out of the roster of the current supports, he probably has the best potential to initiate, right?
Well, Stukov and Malfurion are both pretty good, which is why they're some of the top tier healers right now too.
Maybe he'll fit right in.
Yeah, I think he'll contend with those 2 very strongly.
Stay a while and listen. It's really similar to a Siren. There's a Naga in Dota 2, and she has like a Siren's Wail. I forgot what the exact name is, but it's basically like a really large range where she's sings and puts the enemy to sleep.
Dota 2, that was in Dota All-Stars. I remember that ability.
Yeah. So it's very similar. And, the enemy team rushes out, sets out their little perfect combo, kind of like what we do with Medivh's Leyline Seal right now. But it could be very similar to abilities like that and Void Prison and...
Just imagine like a team trying to run into a bush and you're standing there and you just hit like all 5 of them. Like, what kind of setup does that give you?
Insane. APOC right under that, dude. Oof, that's the freest APOC you'll ever get.
All right, so old Backpack, do you have anything to add?
I do, yeah, because we were talking about how great he is, but we should talk about what his deficiencies are. And number 1, he has no life-saving ultimate. Like, if you're near death, Cain's not helping you, right? Another thing, he probably does absolutely 0 damage, which is probably great for Fringe, a fine healer that's expected to do no damage, but like he has an auto attack.
Morales and Ana levels, you're saying?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, he has an auto attack, that's melee range, and it's probably for no damage. He does nothing in terms of damage for your team. And to me, those are the two big problems. Is that if he has no cleanse, that I can tell. He also has no way of saving someone's life.
Or himself, no ice block from what I saw.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, he has CC for himself, but his damage is going to be 0, and also his ability to help someone is limited because you have to have that person walk into a potion, which they may not be able to do.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. Or
They throw
maybe
a potion backwards and they run forward, like shit, and the potion's being wasted.
But I
could see
think
the
the
wrong
balance
person
in that
taking it.
is it seems like his healing numbers are out of control, don't you think?
Seems like it.
when you get all
Yeah.
5, yeah. When one person gets all 5.
When you
Yeah.
get all the little upgrades, and if you take into account his trait, which gives you the 50% cooldown reduction if you're standing next to somebody, and his heal's already on a 3-second cooldown. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like a lot.
Didn't someone say in Discord that like if you get all 5 of those, it's like an ancestral, like on a 13-second cooldown or something like that, like the amount of healing you get?
Yeah, what they showed on Greymane
Yeah,
looked like
seems
75% of
ridiculous.
his life.
Yeah.
Well, it says that one of his weaknesses is mobility. Does he like not mount or something? Like what does
No,
that
he-
mean?
He just
has
doesn't
no
have
movement
ability.
abilities. He just
Yeah.
runs around. You can't escape. It's like
Yeah.
Stukov having no
okay.
mobility.
Oh, okay.
He's an old man.
Yeah.
Stukov at least has massive shove and swipe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Deckard Cain has Lorenado and Stay a While and Listen. That doesn't
a
save him
question,
all the
though.
time.
Question for a Lornado, can the allied team does it path block them or does it block everyone? It's the same as the boss's tornado.
Oh, where the allies got to run around it too. You can't run through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I would
Is it that
assume
way?
they can path through.
I
It would be
don't know.
annoying. It would be annoying though. Like the enemy's getting pushed away by a tornado, and you're just like trying to get to them, and
Yeah,
Do we know that?
it really
I don't know.
seems like a zoning thing to me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't zone out you. Like, is it like a force
don't-
wall where both people are zoned by it?
I think
That's a
that'd be
good question.
bad design to do that, right? I mean,
Control your teammates with it. Push them around.
yeah. Well, think of it. What about the Maiev Circle of Doom thing? Whatever. Can
Warden's
your
cage?
ally? Yeah. Can your allies go in
Circle
and
of
out?
Doom.
No.
Yeah, but
they walk
Lorenado
through
has
it.
like its own like hitbox, right?
It does,
Yeah.
yeah.
Schizo says there's such thing as friendly boss tornadoes. When you're pushing with the boss, that
Mhm.
tornado doesn't do anything to you. So
That's
Mm.
true.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
And,
but
uh,
it's also a
yeah.
30-second cooldown. That's
yeah,
the
it's
benefit.
really short.
Yeah. Compared
Yeah,
to Stay a While 60.
that's,
That's
it.
it?
60. Oh man,
That's
OP.
too
I
low.
was
He's
expecting 80 or 90. What the
I
60?
thought it was gonna be 100, dude.
Yeah,
Damn.
what the fuck? This guy's OP as fuck.
And
Oh, man.
Schizo
So
also said,
even
yeah.
if you don't get a lot of value out of your stay a while and listen, it's all right. It'll be
Doesn't
back.
matter.
I mean,
yeah.
It's a mosh pit. If you get value once, twice a game, that's all you need.
60
Yeah.
seconds is just use it to gank somebody. That literally
Oh, yeah.
has no punishment if you just use it willy-nilly.
So Schizo says he quotes a Blizzard someone, but he said in chat that we will consider a third ban on the validity of the next support. So it looks like it's possible
Interesting.
that they could have third bans, maybe.
Mhm.
But
When are they gonna have the third ban? Is it gonna be 2 at the start,
I don't know.
or is it gonna be middle?
I
How
have
are
no
they
idea.
going to save time?
Just
That's
make
a
2
lot
bans
of
at the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the fastest way to do it.
Like
Yeah.
in League of
Uh,
Legends, the way they have
It's like
10 bans.
5, right? Yeah. Oh, okay.
So 5 on
So
each
they got
side.
like
But what you do,
30, 50 characters.
But what you do is all bans are at the beginning of the game. So right before the draft starts, as the draft starts, all 5 players on your team picks 5 heroes to ban, and the enemy team does the same thing, and then that's the bans, and then you guys pick.
So you could potentially have your team and the other team ban the same hero.
Yes, and if that happens, that happens.
Okay. Well, let's not go down that rabbit hole of what could be or what couldn't be. I just think it's a cool idea that it's possible now that there could be third bans. Okay. So anything else on Deckard Cain? We good?
Okay. What do you think? PTR next week, probably.
He has to be.
It's
It
been
has to be.
Phoenix for 2 weeks, and
It's
then
been 2 weeks.
PTR.
PTR could go up as early as this weekend.
Yeah. But we'll
I
see.
mean,
Like,
One thing to know. Congrats to Blizzard for giving him a trait that tells the support to be near allies. The same as Cassia's passive, right? Where you're supposed to auto attack and move. They're teaching the community what you should be doing. That is really good.
I don't think
Yeah.
they.
His,
I don't
I mean,
think
his
that's
trait's
why they
called
gave it
group
to him.
up, dumbass. So that's
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
pretty on the nose.
It's like,
It's pretty on the
hey, Solo
nose.
Sukov,
Yeah,
don't clear the lane.
unless nobody's soaking, then you're like, well, fuck.
Hmm.
You know what? Now let me just run around with these idiots. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but thank you, Blizzard, for doing that, for encouraging the right thing to do.
And apparently, just like how Mosh Pit has its own music, stay a while and listen. He starts telling a story for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool audio. I wonder if there's like
Yeah.
different variations. Like if it's
And then the
if he gets a
Wanderer came.
if he gets a solo 5-man stay a while and listen and no allies are around him, will he say something different than when it's like a 5v5 stay a while and listen?
He's like, this is when the game ends.
It's like
Oh.
he's by himself and all 5 players are in front of him. He's like, oh shit, what the fuck am I gonna do? This stay a while and listen ends or something.
I will say I'm a little disappointed he has no ability or talent related to town portals.
Oh, that's too much.
His herp
Yeah.
animation is he jumps in the portal, right?
That's the Hearthstone animation where he jumps in
Yeah.
the portal.
I
So there you
don't
go,
know what
Scott.
that means.
Hearthstone.
Well,
is supposed to be
it's kind of like her thing back to the to
Alter
base.
Storms.
You know, it's like
Alter
you
Storms.
if he had that as like a level 20 where he just opens up the portal and he can go back to base and can go back in that to
Oh, that's
wherever
so
he cast it at.
That's OP.
That's too much.
Yes,
That's
Now you're level
Medivac's
20,
upgrade, but better.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to the patch. So, huge patch today. Goon is really excited. The most thing Goon is excited about, I think, is that they're changing the homepage for the game when you log in. It's not live yet.
Yeah, it's not live yet, which is kind of they put out the patch earlier today, this morning, and then they reverted it because everybody was having login issues, and then they released this patch with just the balance changes, but not the home screen rework. So there's something going on with the home screen rework and being able to log in, but the home screen rework from the patch notes, they're saying that they added a secondary navigation bar beneath the existing play, collection, loot, and watch buttons. And then each tab under there has Heroes of the Storm related news, HGC stuff, current in-game events. And it looks like they're going to be adding more stuff in the future that leads to like external sources. But
Yeah, I'm just glad they're going to promote HGC now. They're
Yeah.
actually doing more of an
Yeah.
active thing.
for
Finally.
sure.
Okay, all right. So a lot of characters to discuss. So Falstad, we're just gonna go in order in terms of the patch. So, all right. So Tower Baron plays Falstad. Right?
A little bit.
Alright,
bit,
so-
yeah.
All right. So what do you think about the? I think the biggest thing that stood out to me were either the changes to the updraft talent at level 4,
Yeah.
where it removes the duration of the shields granted by barrel roll, or the mana return for Gathering Storm.
Yeah, the other change to Wingman, that's his bribe talent. Yeah, you don't really go the Lightning Rod because he's too squishy to kind of get in that range for that long. I do think the Gathering Storm is probably the biggest change because he does get low on mana in the beginning, but then he also has flight to go back. I don't think it's that big of a change personally. I still think most of the time you're using him for his global, his ability to fly back. So you're going always the seasoned marksman talent level 1 most of the time. I think it's slight. Yeah, it's still kind of the same. I don't know what
Okay.
you guys think.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's no, so it doesn't. These buffs are nice, and what they say is if you go these talents, you're not gonna be as punished for taking them than if you went with what people consider to be the standard, like seasoned marksman.
Yeah.
I mean, there's added functionality like the cooldown reduction. That's cool. It's like it doesn't feel as bad. Going wingman, gathering storm. You get some mana back if you hit a hero. Cool. Like you don't feel as bad spamming your hammerangs and missing or even hitting them before, because like you would hit them before, spam it out, and still run out of mana. And now it doesn't suck as bad to take those talents.
Wait, question though. Hammerang hits twice, right? That's potentially 20 mana return, not 10.
Yeah.
Each.
On the way back.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder if that synergizes with Boomerang. So like the AoE explosion, you get all that mana back as well.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it has to actually hit, not just the splash from Boomerang.
No, the boom counts.
Yeah.
The boom counts.
Boom counts. It should. That's why it has
I don't
before.
think so.
No,
I
that's
thought
a
it was
level
just-
7 like talent that you like use to activate it. I think that's separate.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
it
like,
doesn't
when
actually
you're-
contact. The
No, I mean,
splash
on the
from
gathering-
Boomerang.
On the Gathering Storm talent, if you hit him with the boom, you hear the bing go off.
Well, maybe.
All right. Well,
Well,
okay, I don't know. I thought
I think
you always had to
updraft
hit-
was the biggest change, though. The
Shield duration.
permanent shields. That means
Yeah.
you could cast that before you enter a team fight and have a little extra health going into the team fight.
I wonder if you can spam barrel roll like a bunch of times, hearth back, and then fly into a fight with like a huge shield. That'd be kinda cool.
No,
I'm
it's
pretty
on a
sure
long
it
cooldown.
caps at the
Yeah,
max
yeah.
value it gives you. I don't think it stacks, but
Barrel roll is pretty long cooldown too. Like most of his abilities are, I think, at least 10 seconds. So he's
yeah,
most of
it's
the time doing
14
auto
seconds.
attack.
But if you cast that 15 seconds before you go into a fight, that's a decent.
No, you got to use it
chunk
to
of extra
escape.
health.
You got to escape though.
Yeah, but I'm
You have to
saying
do it
by the
enough
time you get into the fight, it's off cooldown, and you already have a shield.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Pre-shielding yourself before you enter the fight.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can't do it like right before.
No, that'd
Yeah.
be stupid. Why would
Yeah.
you?
I was
That's
just
not what I'm saying
clarifying.
at all.
I was just clarifying. You say cast it right before a fight. I'm like, well, you can't do it right before because it's a long ass cooldown. But you have
That was
to-
harsh.
You're making it sound like you cast it to engage. Like you cast it, wait, and enter the fight after it goes off cooldown.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I think
if
we
I'm getting this
agree.
right,
we
updraft at
agree.
level 4, if you E, the shield it gives you doesn't run out. It's a permanent shield until it runs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All
Like,
right.
like
I
the
was-
way Tassadar used to be when you could pre-shield everybody.
And it used to last
All
forever.
right.
Yeah.
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 That is
All right, so-
interesting. How much is it? 15% shield,
Mhm.
right?
It's around there.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's around
12 to
there. I don't know
15.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's saying for level 1, it's 171 points, but then it gets buffed by 40% from that talent too.
Ooh.
It's about 10, 20%. I mean, 10, 15%.
That's pretty big. It could be like half your health if you like E before
Uh-huh.
and then take damage and E again during the fight.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that big. I think maybe it's like each barrel roll might be like a 15% health shield.
Yeah. I mean, Falstad has 12 health to begin with, so now he'll have around 17 during the fight.
Yeah.
Fucking Falstad.
Okay. All right. All right. So
squishy.
Phoenix got nerfed. Basically, they lowered his attack damage and they nerfed his Q and his Q talent.
A 10% attack damage nerf. 10%, that's massive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, he
I mean,
needed
he's
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know,
Alright,
but
so all right, and also they increased the damage to Planet Cracker. Who would have thought that would happen? But so are these nerfs enough? Let's go to I don't know. We'll go to Bacon on this one.
It's not really a buff or a nerf. It's a lateral movement, right? Because he received some buffs and nerfs.
Mhm.
His overpicked talents were nerfed, and then the ones that weren't picked as much, especially on the level 13 tier, they got it bumped up to make it more appetizing for players. And then his level 20s just straight up got buffed.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of those changes where it's like most people see this and like, all right, they touched him. They stopped banning him for a bit. People start playing him more in Hero League. We start getting more data, and then we realize he's still a broken piece of shit. And then we nerf him again.
If he was 65 before this change, he'll be 63, 62.
No,
I
he
don't
got
think
he got a
so, no.
10% damage nerf,
Yeah.
and his Q got reduced, and his level 13 ability where you choose the your it's basically a life leech for your shields.
Yeah.
That
Think
got
so?
nerfed on top of his damage.
I
nerf.
think it'll go down to like 58. So essentially, what it is, the way I see this is, they made this hero harder to play for those that are not mechanically sound, and it's still a good hero for those that can stutter step, blink in the right moments and land those skill shots and combo off of slows. It's still gonna be a good hero. Now it's just not, I'm just gonna sit here and AFK and use my orb shot for the entire game and just kill everything. That's not the case anymore.
I guess the better question to ask is not how much his win rate will fall off. Is he still first bannable? I say yes, completely.
I don't think so.
Not
insta ban.
I think we'll continue to see it. However, there are ways to play around him. And now that his damage did get reduced a bit, I think it's a little easier to play around him some more. There's more wiggle room, I'll say.
Here's my hot take. His win rate definitely will go down a little bit, but it'll still be by far number one. And when the people who view hot slogs catches onto that, I think he'll still be first banned.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's my take.
Yeah, I think it's because at least for the next few days he'll be first banned because people don't know how to play against him yet.
I think his
Go
win rate's gonna
Varian.
drop 6 to 8%.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Variant had them pretty hard.
Varian Stukov.
Yep.
Ah, boom.
Yeah.
For those of you in Bush League, there you go. Little
Level
nugget.
13, take the shield breaker.
Oh, snap.
If
It's
if
free.
Varian just gets into your face, you don't have a shield as Phoenix.
You
Yeah.
taunt, you drop a silence as Stukov under that taunt. That guy's dead, dude.
Yeah.
Free, right there, guys. That's free. So that's all you're gonna get from me.
Ah, Bush League. Boom. Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
are we
I'm
good
with-
with Phoenix?
Yeah, I just have to say I agree with Scott. I think his win rate's going to drop more than everyone else thinks. I'm more with Scott and Goon. His level 1, that just ramped up too quickly, lower league games. And so they capped that and reduced the damage. I think that's going to balance him out early game, which I think was a little bit too powerful. And the level 13, what is it? Which one? It was the
Auxiliary
one-
shields.
Yeah.
they nerfed that
Life
one.
leech.
And then it looks like rapid recharge may be kind of cool too, because it gives him a shield. Like if say he's lost his shield and is taking actually health damage, like he'll heal that and his shield at the same time. So it could be a good like oh shit save type of thing.
Oh shit, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that one looks more like cooler now. So with 40% over 20.
Okay, so Hanzo, I think the biggest thing, at least for me, it could be like the scatter arrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
The nerf at level 4. Let's go to old backpack.
Yeah, you're right. The scatter arrow level 4 trait got reduced from 150 bonus damage to 100% bonus damage. So he no longer melts immortals as fast. Still melts them, but maybe not faster than Vala.
Is he like very viable now with this change on BOE?
I think
He's less viable now.
It's less
Yeah, I know, but,
viable, yeah.
But like, is he still OP though? I guess that's what I meant.
Not as much, but I mean, it is a huge reduction in his bonus damage. He's still good, but we have to find out.
what's the question?
I say yes.
If he's still OP on BOE, I mean,
Yeah.
if you can from halfway across the map line up a shot and have the scatter arrows poke the immortal down and chunk it down while the enemy team can't do anything about it, that's pretty OP to me. I don't know.
I mean, that's Lee Ming right now, right? He throws orbs and shit, and you can't really stop the poke. It's the same idea, but he was too good at it. His poke was really effective.
And for those who are saying that Hanzo has a pretty poor win rate right now, he's now become one of those characters where like you're a Medivh or a Genji, where a lot of the players that play this hero will sec get him, but if you're able to get, all the ability out of this character, right?
You can
Because
maximize
maximize the potential.
talents.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy, but the biggest thing is everyone knows how to poke with Hanzo and get a lot of damage in, but not a lot of Hanzos can maximize it to the potential where they get the players slow and then finish them off with proper auto attacks, because Hanzo has slow auto attacks. And
is this gonna be a nerf to your Hero League games, Bacon? Since you're a Hanzo one trick.
Hey, don't
I'm
be
just
jealous.
asking.
I'm actually
I'm just asking.
pretty good at Hanzo, all right?
Yeah, you are. You are. Yeah, I suck with him. Him. Hey.
No, I mean, it's a straight up nerf, so definitely I'll be a little worse. What else can I say?
Bacon, you have to be respectful to your master
Hey,
level player.
suck my dick.
That's funny. All right.
No, I mean, we all joke, but we all respect each other's play, except for Fringe averages play.
You almost said Tower
Yeah, you almost said
I almost heard you
Tell us
say
how you really feel, dude.
That was a Freudian slip right there.
Now we know how
I thought it's Freudian, but
It's a Phrygian slip.
Freudian.
But
I'm
in all
Asian, I can't
seriousness,
say that.
I think this is the end of Hanzo being touched for a while. I think this is where
Should
he's going to
be.
be. Yeah. So I think this is where he's going to be for a while. So.
that sounds dirty when you say it like that.
Oh, gosh.
He's been touched enough.
It's been touched now.
All right. Do we care about Li Ming? Anything here to talk
Yeah.
about?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is huge.
That's huge, yeah.
Change is huge.
Come on, Fridge.
Just because you don't play any assassins doesn't mean
go
you
to-
just miss every single assassin change.
Let's go to Scott.
Well, you get 30% of missing health, so the amount of health you're getting is way less.
Hmm.
You know, if you're like 50% health and you get 2 kills, that'd take you to 90%. Now it's going to take you to around like 70%. It is a big nerf to dominance. It makes a lot of the other talents more viable.
I mean, it'll keep you around half health, right? And that's about it.
Yeah, map 20 in chat saying dominance breaks even at 33% remaining HP. So
Yeah.
instead of getting 20% of your max health back per kill, now it's just like, well, if you had 1 HP, you're gonna get more healing than if you had half HP. So yeah, 30% of your missing health.
Okay. So, like, how big of a nerf is this then?
It's pretty
Probably
substantial. It
touch.
makes her survivability in those team fights where she wants to get in there calamity and do stuff and pop off a lot more difficult, because she's going to be taking some damage when she's in there teleporting in and doing her thing, and you would run into the issue where she comes out of a team fight with no mana, full HP. Now she's going to have no mana and like no HP. You know, it's like a smoking gun kind of thing. She comes out, she's kind of gassed out and can get punished. We're gonna have to see some smarter Li Ming play from Li Ming players, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Or build, I don't know. Just kidding.
No. If you see what you guys, if you follow the Nurok build, as Drizzly says, you go auto attack build. You ignore dominance.
Yeah.
Take the
Yeah,
that's
you're,
what-
you're really squishy going that build though.
Hey, Nurok does it.
Well, that's why, to be honest, that's why I casually thought this was no big deal, because I thought we recommend the auto attack build for Li Ming.
The dominance is still or it was before this change, the best talent to pick for the most part. You know, there's so many times where you'd go into a team fight and you'd get kind of low, but you'd get 1 kill, and you know, next thing you know, you got like 3 or 4 kills, and you go from 20% health to damn near full, where now that might take you up to like 60% health. So the Li Ming resets, if you're trying to kill her during that, is going to be a little bit easier.
Okay. All right. So if you want to listen to our thoughts about the auto attack Li Ming build, please go to YouTube and just do a search for. There are 2 videos. Listen to the second one, not the first one.
What happened with
But,
the first one?
The first one we got I think I got the build wrong, and then Nurok actually wrote us and told us this is what you do and how to play her. So
Why don't we
the second
just
one
take
actually has.
Why don't we
I'm
just
sorry,
take
what?
that video down? Take that first one down.
Hey man, we need those 30 views. We can't take that down. But
Okay.
maybe we should. Actually, that's a good idea. All right. Anyway, so Nova, I don't care about Nova, but I didn't read it because I don't care about Nova.
This is actually pretty significant. What
Good
will
way,
end
by
up
the way. Sorry.
Well, what will end up happening is you're going to have more Nova in your Hero League games and your quick matches and in your unranks and in every single one of your games. That's about it.
That
I
fucks
remember
us.
when she was hot.
That sucks.
When she was hot for like a month, and she just kind of fell off. She's
Yeah.
still in that same stage. She's not bad. It's just she just fell out of flavor, I guess.
Yeah.
She was
Well,
the
she
flavor
got
of
like
the
one
month.
or two nerfs that dropped her down a little bit too.
She's just
After the
missing.
rework.
She's missing too much of what you need in drafts. However, if you can fill those holes in Kappa in your draft, maybe Nova's a viable pick.
Good job on moderating yourself.
Kappa.
All right.
I mean, Goon is filling in Nova's holes.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
That's a show title. All right.
Goon didn't like that one. I could tell.
What are you talking about? I was like, how do you know? Dude?
You're just shaking your head. You're like, what the fuck is this guy saying?
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm,
man,
like, I'm like, damn, he found out.
He does live in Arizona, right? So I heard Scottsdale's like where you get all the Playboy playmates. So
Scottsdale's an interesting place.
I've heard.
Yeah, that's where the Giants got spring training.
Lucky them, huh?
Yeah, with the playmates.
No wonder why their team is shitty this year. All right, let's move on.
Oh damn.
So Tracer, her health got reduced and her damage got reduced by what 3%?
Yep. So they undid the buffs they
Alright.
gave her last time. They just
Yeah.
undid it. Her
Yeah.
health went
Yeah.
back and her damage got slightly nerfed down a bit more.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, they scaled it back a little bit. It's not her health and damage aren't what they were before,
Yeah.
but they're a little bit less.
Which is
Okay.
good.
Yep. All right.
It's like the halfway point.
Mhm.
All right. So Varian, they nerfed Taunt. They gave him more health. They want to make him more multi-class. That's basically it, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
it
alright.
seems like they made the buffed his health for the other specs, and I guess Taunt's going to be around the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So they nerfed Medivh. They took away Circle of Protection, or they nerfed it.
Not removed. They made the cooldown longer. That's really
yeah.
important. He
Yeah.
spammed the shit out of that before.
Exactly. So they nerfed the most powerful talent, according to Grizzly. I don't want to misspeak for him, but I think that's what he said in Discord today. But yeah, this is a nerf that should have happened, and I'm glad it did happen.
Some people are
And-
saying
Yeah,
that it's
ma-
not enough.
Yeah. Circle of Protection, man. With the Arcane Explosion,
Mhm.
you could just core rush with that. You can kill bosses with that. You can wipe entire teams with that thing.
Mhm.
Force of increasing the cooldown now by 2 seconds. Now it's like, okay, if we're looking to dive with Medivh, or if we chose a dive comp and we have Medivh, this is how we're gonna play it, and that's it. There's no, okay, maybe Medivh can shift more into a support focus kind of style where you're looking to block a lot of shots and maybe get some reabsorption. Now it's all right. We got Diablo. We're all going in with the Raymond Familiar on the other side. We're all gonna circle of protection, and that person that we show up on is just gonna die. Like now you have to decide what's it gonna be. Before it was like, oh, I can protect everybody and I can also kill everybody. And some people, let me see. Soken actually had a pretty good idea for the Medivh or a Medivh change, but I gotta find it real fast. So if somebody else wants to go ahead.
So while Goon is getting that, thank you, Grizzly, for the bits, the weird number of bits. I'm sure there was a lot of 69s to get to that total, but thank you very much for the bits from everyone here.
No, he had
And,
169 and 420.
Oh, nice. There it is.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I wonder. Never mind. I had a joke, but I'm not going to say that publicly.
I
Not
found
gonna
it
say
right.
it publicly.
He was saying that if more than one person is protected by force of will, then the cooldown is increased by 2 seconds instead of just a flat 2 seconds.
That's cool.
I mean, I think because his concern was that maybe Medivh is, or that talent's just never going to get picked again. And you just play that Medivh that we all, know and love from before he got reworked, where it's just, I'm going to be annoying and save people and maybe get on the back line and put some damage out. I think that's a pretty safe change to make. If it heals or if it protects more than 2 people, then you increase the cooldown. If it's just one person, but then again, that would still be pretty insane.
It's pretty strong.
Still still pretty strong.
But I think basically with this, the takeaway is that if you're really good with Medivh, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're kind of mediocre or slightly above average, then this is a big deal, right? Essentially.
Yeah, you're no longer relying on that one trick, 5-man circle of protection, blow somebody up. That really did not take a lot of brain power. Now you have to make a decision in the draft and in the game how you're gonna play the Medivh, and I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy for sure.
Yep. All right. So Sylvanas, this could be considered the biggest change. I think.
I apologize.
Yes.
So Ralph Snart had a interesting comment. Arcane explosion should only affect the primary target of FOW.
Oh.
What do you think about that? But
I like
have
that a
the
lot.
explosion damage be bigger.
I like that.
that
And
sounds fair.
Grizzly says in chat, pretty sure Arcane explosion only does affect primary. That's not true.
No, that's not true. That's what makes Circle of Protection so OP. You can stack all 5 people on the core and take it down 20%.
Yep. But yeah, Snart's idea is interesting, but it's not very intuitive, right?
Right. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but his name is Ralph Snart, and you call him Snart, even though his name is Ralph.
Yeah.
Why go to Snart? Why don't you just call him Ralph?
Sorry,
I like
Ralph.
Snart better.
I publicly apologize for calling Ralph Snart.
No. We can call him Snarf. I don't care. We can call him that. I'm just
Not
curious
Snarf.
No, he's Snarf now. No,
Snarf.
he's Snarf. No, he's Snarf. Snarf.
I see.
What is
What's
he?
Snarf
Pinky
from?
in the brain?
Snarf is from He-Man. Never mind.
He-Man. Yeah. He's Snarf.
Oh yeah, he man.
No, I thought he was on Thundercats. What are you guys talking about?
Oh yes,
Thundercats.
Oh, shit.
Thundercats. Yeah.
They're-
Jesus
Snarf.
Christ!
They're
why do I
both
even- why do I
tall
even
as muscular white men in tights. Okay, I'm sorry. I might have mixed.
No. They're cats. Okay,
They're cats. Cat people.
Boom.
Get it right, dude.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So yes, we're just gonna call him Snarf. So we took away both his names and gave him a fake name. So he's Snarf now. All right. So I'm sorry, Bacon. Did you actually have a point to talk about with the
Who
what Snarf said?
was the chick Thundercat? She was hot.
She was pretty hot. Yeah.
Let's see how, yeah.
So Bacon, are all Asian anime characters Dragon Ball Z characters to you?
I mean, I don't understand the question.
No, because you said all white men in tights all look the same. So you got them all, you were confused. Do you think that all Asian anime characters are Dragon Ball Z characters?
No, I can differentiate between them because I'm actually Asian.
Oh wait, I got the joke all wrong, didn't I?
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I just get it. Oh man, I'm off my game.
Chitara is the name.
Oh,
Chitara.
Chitara, yes.
Yeah.
Google that, guys.
That's the most sexist name.
I'm gonna Google that right now.
Yeah,
Thundercats will not fly in 2018.
No,
I don't
no.
think.
Wait. First, wait. 2 words. Jessica Rabbit. That's it. I'm done. I'm dropping the mic. Goddamn.
That's
Jessica
right.
Rabbit.
There's Chitara cosplay. Holy shit.
Yeah, but Jessica Rabbit, was in real life.
Who's Bugs Bunny's girl? What's her name?
Babs.
Oh,
Babs?
yeah.
I thought it was
From Space
I
Jam.
thought it was
Space Jam, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a nice butt.
Was she only
What?
in that one Space Jam and that's it?
I
Yes.
think so.
I
I think so.
Yeah.
Damn.
But if you go to Tiny Toons, there was a pink bunny that was Buster's friend. Wasn't that Babs? And Tiny Toons.
Anyways,
Lola.
let's talk about the real waifu here. Let's talk about the real waifu, Sylvanas here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's down
That's
with
the
furries.
real waifu, dude.
All right, so basically, Sylvanas, her trait no longer disables structures. You have to auto attack structures now to get.
No, but, her abilities no longer disable structures.
Yeah, we
so
went over that before. the
Oh.
show. We went over that.
All right, that's enough.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Space Jam. Come on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never liked that movie.
Hey,
But anyway,
good.
so
Yeah,
I remember
let's-
I bought it and I watched it 3 times in a row the first day I got it.
Yeah,
Best
you're like
movie
8
ever.
years old.
Yeah, I was like 6 or 7. I was a dumbass.
Yeah, yeah. You didn't know what good, you didn't know what good movies were back then. All right. So where were all right? Sylvanas. So her abilities don't disable structures, but
Her auto attack does.
auto attack does. So
Yeah.
that's a huge nerf to people in gold and lower. Who like to
No,
spam.
no. It's a buff. Now people
What?
stop playing her.
Oh,
It buffs
okay.
the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Right?
It
The world
makes
is better
the
for
game
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
curing the
That's-
world of cancer.
That's
Yeah.
not stopping Kyle K from first picking Sylvanas on every map. So,
Well, now you don't have to worry about her being picked on Chris Hollow anymore. So that's a good idea too. All right. So
Or BOE.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is a pretty big deal. I think she's pretty much dead.
Well, she's always been
Oh,
dead.
okay. That's funny. That's funny because she is
Huh?
dead, right? She
Yeah.
is dead, right?
I'm dead.
Ah, boom.
Yeah.
Well, they said this is like first part of
A
multiple
rework.
part. Yeah, first part of a
Yeah.
rework that's upcoming.
Okay. All right, let's
Oh,
move on.
yeah.
I don't want to talk about Sylvanas. All right. So Karazim, he does more healing with Transcendence.
yes,
Yeah,
and he
so
has more
health
health,
left.
and he has more health, dude.
Yeah, I might be able to bust him
Yeah.
out now.
Yeah,
It's
like
I
a
like
push
this.
All right,
I
go
like
ahead.
this one.
Do it. Talk to us about.
You know what? Like, okay, so when they buffed Karazim a while back, where they gave him move speed on all of his traits, they also increased the healing of Transcendence. And I was taking it then, and I was liking it, and I thought it was pretty good. And then they nerfed it when they nerfed all the supports. I was like, well, that's a dead talent. There's no reason to take that anymore. And now they brought it back, and I'm just like, dude, it was sick. It allowed you to play the monk in a different way, and I loved it. It was so fun. No longer are you going in there, dashing, trying to get kills, doing this, whatever. Now it's like you're dashing in to save people, put damage out to put the quick burst heals on them, and Clint, I don't know. It was just a different play style. I went through a phase where I just had my one build. I played nothing but Karazim for like 2 weeks, and it was that same build. In all my games, I just played that way. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad to see it back because now I can keep feeding with that build in my Hero League games again.
Mhm.
But
you think- Sorry. Do you think 6 health on that trait is enough?
that scales? Yeah, I think so.
Huh? 6%
think so.
buff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's got a health buff too, so he can be slightly more aggressive on going in
Yeah.
there and attacking to proc it. So
Yeah, and what I liked about it, about that nice chunky heal that he got from every third auto attack is, it's nice to just sit there and AFK punch siege giants or bruiser camps, and never take damage and just sit there and just take them with your allies. You can tank those camps for your gray main or something like that, and just you come out of that with full health and mana. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a great life strain.
I'm a little
mean-
disappointed they didn't buff Insight though, because I think Insight's kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the trend that the current popular meta supports are also utility supports? Karazim doesn't really offer that in terms of utility. He does help and dive, obviously that's the best part of his kit. But what do you say to that?
He's got different totems. I think those totems provide some utility to his kit. He does have talents in his kit that also provide a little more utility. However, yeah, he doesn't have the slows. He doesn't have a stun. He doesn't have roots. He doesn't have any CC. However, I think he can make up for that by making his allies more mobile, by tanking damage himself, debating damage onto himself, and being able to drop a palm, or they got me, it's important, or a 7-sided strike or something like that, or having 3 cleanses. Like, that's also pretty, people don't think about that. Like, yeah, 16 is pretty late in the game, but 3 cleanses is insane, especially like an 8-second cooldown per each cleanse. Less than that if you go with the cooldown reduction at level 6, 7. Yeah, like, he still has some utility. It's just, are you picking him in a draft where he's able to shine? A lot of people say, oh, we need to cleanse support because we need cleanse, for example, early on because they have a lot of CC. Well, what if you took heroes earlier in the draft that had their own cleanses? Garrosh, Johanna, or somebody that thrives on getting CC, like, I don't know, maybe like having Sonya at level 10 where all the CC on her is reduced by half. I don't know. I'm excited to see this change, and I think it's gonna help him have more diverse roles, and more diverse talent picks. I was doing it before. I saw some potential there, and I think we'll see it again.
Yeah, he was just off my radar because he's the most not like support out of the supports because he's so in everybody's face. But if what you say is true, and it's enough to bring him into the at least a viable spot where he can get niche picks.
He's been a niche pick, but this ups his viability a little bit more. He's really, even after these changes, you can only really play him in low CC comps for the enemy team, and when the enemy team has a lot of auto attacker, he's really strong as well. So those are the 2 main things you want from the enemy team to pick them and actually succeed.
Okay. All right. So Malfurion. So basically, he's no longer the clear top support after this nerf.
Finally.
That's pretty much it, right?
He's nerfed.
I mean, he already got kind of nerfed before. He's still good. Twilight Dream is still a hell of an ultimate, heroic. His root is pretty strong. He's got good setup and whatnot. I just don't think I think Stukov is going to become the priority now over the Malfurion, personally. But I've been feeling that I've been feeling that way for a little bit.
It's crazy that one professional player in a tournament completely changed the support meta around. It is. It's light and day.
Stukov's good, dude.
No, we all knew Stukov was good, but not that good, right? To the point where people are,
he was considered decent before that point, and after what was it, Shad?
The world.
Yeah.
Played him in HGC. It just made him look.
Yeah. His pick rate doubled or tripled.
Yeah, if you playing Hero League, right after the Western Clash, like his pick rate, literally like tripled. With everybody trying to do the combo and couldn't
do it.
Failed. Yeah.
But as a support mate, it's one of the best feeling combos if you can land it. Like, oh, you motherfuckers can't do shit.
Let me see if I can find out one. There's a clip from a while back. I'll post it in the chat some other time. But
okay.
Bacon, remember, he was there. He saw it. It was like I was spamming Stukov in Hero League for like a while. It was like on Dragonshire. I get this nice huge root on an Ariel and an Vala, and we get it was even Bacon was like, yo, this guy's better than Shad. Dude, insane. Insane.
I don't think I've ever said that.
I don't think
because I did not know who Shad was before the tournament.
All right, so Chen. So I actually asked Hero Physio. For those of you who don't know, Hero Physio is the coach of LFM Esports and the residential troll of the Gangpush squad. And he's a very good Chen player. So I asked him what he thought about Chen, and this is what he said. He'll probably see a bump in play. His tankiness is buffed a little bit. Unfortunately, the meta is shifting towards heavy CC burst again. Garrosh, Diablo, etc. Murden, and usually means Chen is out. He can be a major pain to certain comps though, like a tracer, like a task tracer, and he's unlikable. He's unkillable and pressures them back.
The biggest thing is his trade is a channel, so that's always been his weakness. That's still going to be his weakness. They buffed it recently where it gives some of your energy up front, but that's still not enough, and I don't know.
Might be a little bit. He's gonna be more viable after these changes. Maybe we'll see him. I haven't seen Chen in so long.
Let's have a brawl.
I don't think he's not even close to being maintained viable, but he might be. Maybe with these changes, he's solo lane viable.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, just like that, Blizzard realizes Chen still exists, right? This is his first change in what, 8 months?
Yeah, and I personally think he's one of the most fun characters to play, to be honest.
He's trolly.
Fat Illidan, dude.
He just jumps in on people, yeah.
All right, this is Goon's clip he just linked.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh. All right, let's do this.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat on the side, by the way. You'll see Bacon pog chapping like crazy, dude.
Oh.
How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, on the Oreo.
Oh, there it is.
That's nice.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
Oreo.
That's nice.
Yeah, on the other. That's what I was looking for. I didn't want that Aegis going off, dude. That's what I want.
I don't see a pop check here.
Oh, okay.
Seems to have some
All right.
lies.
All right. I see.
But,
fake news. Fake news.
Fake
What I'll
news.
say is that that's really cool to see a master support main at work.
Yes.
Fucking Fringe is loving it, man.
Got him.
You do something about it, Bacon. You gotta do something about that.
Boom.
Hey, is this why you invited Goon on?
No, because the
You
Deckard
son
Cain.
of a bitch.
Deckard Cain.
Deckard Cain. You
Deckard
think I
Cain,
invited him
right.
on just to do that one joke over and over again for an hour and a half?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's all you
All right.
do.
So Dahaka. So basically, adaptation got the CDR got reduced by 10 seconds. They buffed his talents that no one takes. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. So
Wait. Move on.
Okay.
Move on, dude. Dahaka Hero Stalker, whenever you hit an enemy
That's good.
with Dark Swarm, you get essence. You know how much value that's gonna get in team fights? Like
No.
remember you would go in, sometimes you would burrow in, you didn't have your essence or you didn't have all of your essence, and you're like, damn, I wish I had some essence because I could be a lot tankier. Now with Hero Stalker, not only do you get essence on kills, you're getting essence as the Dark Swarm is going off in team fights. So now you were at 20, now you're at like 40, 45.
Oh.
So, and if you,
if you're in the middle of 5 players getting Dark Swarm off.
yeah,
I mean-
yeah, but I mean, just this change alone potentially makes the talent makes his build change completely because he's got talents that also reduce the cooldown of Dark Swarm per enemy hit, so you can have that up all the time and keep fighting and keep.
So
If
is
you get
that
those
one
tools-
essence per cast, or is that each time it ticks, it's gonna grant
tick.
one essence?
per tick.
Oh, so you can get a shitload of essence.
Yeah.
Time.
Exactly. And if you get a kill in that team fight, well, it's like a Li Ming reset on essence. It just jumps up, so you can keep going.
What
It's very
competes?
interesting.
What's that level 4 that'll compete with that? More takedowns or
minions.
minion kills?
The minion
Yeah,
kills.
it's the minion one.
Yeah, minion
Yeah.
kills give more instance.
Yeah, Hero Stalker's got to be the best one now. Then
It is.
Hero Stalker used to be the best ability, and then it got nerfed
Yeah.
because it used to be
So-
150%, I believe.
So if you've paid attention to some of the Dahakas in NA, they've been changing their build up already. They no longer go with the speed at level 1,
Yep.
or they'll take the regen at level 1,
Regen. Yep.
and then they'll take the attack damage per essence at level 4. It was
13, right?
Is it that one? There's something
13.
that there's just something.
Nah,
there's some
I
synergy.
think it's level 13.
Yeah,
it's
okay,
13,
that's
yeah.
what.
That
Yeah,
damage
auto
bonus
attack.
doesn't come for
Yeah,
a while.
Yeah, but they've been taking that. So like this might. I mean, if they're already messing around with certain Dahaka builds, who knows what we see now? Like this might be like a Sonya Dahaka. He whirlwinds through everybody, deals that damage, and
Just
gets regen. You know, like hey
Yeah,
guys.
his team fight tankiness just skyrocketed with these changes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, adaptation got a decrease in cooldown. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that if
Interesting.
you have a master level Dahaka main, he's very good now, even better on a big map.
I mean,
Uh,
isn't this better at all levels because you don't really focus the Dahaka in the middle of your team at the lower levels, so he gets free essence stacks, right?
Yeah. So I mean, before we would have the Dahaka burrow in on the back line somewhere, get a nice isolation on the Malfurion, on the Gul'dan, or something like that, and just like harass that back line and be annoying and maybe get a kill by himself. Now you got this Dahaka that's just like an
He is the
unkillable
back
monster.
line.
Yeah, yeah. Now he is just he's a Sonya with a global. Maybe.
he's not gonna deal that amount of damage, but it makes him more useful in team fights. Because right now, before this patch, all he had was isolation and drag, and outside of that, he didn't do a whole lot. So now he's got the tankiness to at least stand there for longer and not do that much.
Yeah, you see more successful Dahakas in competitive play than you do in your standard tier league or pickup games or whatever because of the amount of coordination it takes to be successful on Dahaka. Hey, we need you to come right now. I'm already there. Boom. Oh, I've got a drag. Oh, here I've already isolated Malfurion. You guys can go kill the rest of the team. I've got the game changer out of the fight. And then at 20 when you get contagion, I don't know, 20 contagion is still pretty insane. That's what you're playing for right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, he's also kind of like that Leoric where he just goes in with the flank and gets isolated and picked off, and Dahakas do that a lot too. I'm gonna burrow at the sick angle, and then they just turn around and focus Dahaka like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll be up in 50 seconds. I have burrow up. Okay, don't worry about it. I didn't die for nothing.
So
yeah, but
speaking,
it's definitely it's definitely an interesting change, and he's such a cool hero. He's like he can be very slippery. You can manipulate the map in your team's favor. You can just go invisible and hide and just rotate through the whole map unseen without even burrowing. It's really cool, and I think really, like you were saying, really good Dahaka. People that understand Dahaka and are very good with him are gonna find some really cool shit to do with him and make him even more effective. I think. These are only buffs. These are only buffs. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
He also has one of the most psychologically tilting sound
Oh, the
effects in the
noise?
game.
Yeah.
Oh,
His
yeah.
brush
Yeah.
stalker
Oh, yeah.
noise.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
I start going to panic. Where the fuck is he gonna come out from? Oh shit! Oh
Yeah.
shit! Oh shit!
You're like,
Right.
oh shit, he's in this bush, horrified. Now it was the one behind. It was this one over here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man. All right. So Leoric got a slight buff. That's cool.
Yep.
All right. So Tyrael.
Buffed or burfed?
I say he got buffed. I think
Buffed.
to me, like they buffed Purged Evil at level 7. That's the biggest buff
Yeah.
for me. Is that because now instead of taking like the talent where you have like AOE with your shield with your damage, now you have you empower like your melee assassins with your Purge Evil now.
Mhm.
I think that's basically it.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay.
Good.
All right, so let's go backpack about Zarya. So they increase her health slightly, and they reduce the cooldown on Graviton Surge.
Yeah. Finally, they gave her a good 5% health buff. Less than that. They made her, and well, it's funny that the Graviton Surge. It now has a 60-second cooldown. It used to be 100 when it released.
Yeah,
It's like
I
Yeah.
was just
now
looking
she
at
can
that.
gank. She can gank people, and they're like, "Oh, here's for someone. Graviton Surge. He should have died." It's kind of weird that they push character has a gank tool on a low cooldown.
It's a
It
strong
never
wombo
fucking
combo
made
tool.
sense that it was ever that long. for the amount of
Yeah, I
time
know.
it held people in place.
Yeah. For the fact that it wasn't a route that if you had a movement ability, you could get out of it.
Yeah.
The 100 seconds wasn't warranted.
It roots a Stuchoff and a Goldon, and that's about it, right? Like, it's not that
and
great.
and a Deckard Cain now.
And Deckard, yeah.
And Deckard Cain.
New meta.
Found our counter. But yeah, it's good for her.
Can he
She's
cast
been bad.
stay a while and listen while that's going on?
Oh.
Probably, yes.
Yeah,
You can channel that.
you just can't move. You can
Mm.
cast all your abilities.
Yeah.
And
but
they're
this is
both
good for her.
60-second cooldowns.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting
Yeah.
meta that we've got.
Yeah,
developing here.
definitely a lot of potential for some sick wombo combos, some sick setups. I'm excited to see what comes out. What comes out of this? Like one of the funnest combos I've done with the Graviton Surge is with the Cassia Lightning Ball. Like they should have very similar cooldown. You know, you just everybody's in this Graviton Surge. They're blinded now. They can't get out. Now they're getting blasted by this bouncy ball. And yeah, I don't know. And Cassia and Zarya do have some synergies together, but we'll get into that another time.
That's pretty. Yeah, the shield by itself. But when you pick Expulsion Zone, 80% of the reason was almost on just the cooldown alone, and now there's finally a reason to maybe pick Graviton. Finally,
Yeah, it's got a. I mean, Expulsion Zone is got a lot of utility. You deny space and it deals damage.
It does.
Graviton Surge,
Good damage,
I don't
too.
think has that. Does it?
it does a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like
Like
a
you could
fraction
blow
of
up a
what-
squishy with like a nice expulsion zone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does
Okay.
no damage.
Oh.
I thought
Alright.
it did like 50 damage. Or is it the upgrade that does damage?
I don't know.
think so, yeah.
I didn't even know the cooldown was at 80 seconds. I thought it was at 100 still.
Mm.
It's at 80, but now it's actually says, oh, here's a ganking tool for a Ragnaros.
Dang.
All right, so let's do the Bush League. In week 2, Tower Baron Squared won, beat Zexorus' team, and hey Zex, this is for you. How's your is your arm sore from all those throws? Is your arm sore, Zex?
Wah, wah.
I thought you'd ask him.
He's
I mean,
been
how's your
very
booty?
quiet on Discord about
So Tower Baron's team won. Please Ben Arthas won. They beat Team 4. So now we're going to do the draft analysis for both games. We'll do these pretty quickly because we're kind of running short on time. So the first map is Sky Temple, and do you want me to wait for the graphic, Bacon, or do you just want me just to continue talking?
Oh, we have Varian versus Ragnaros. Hold on. We got to see this.
Oh, okay. All right. Boom. Oh, that was
Ooh,
cool.
transition.
Nice.
transition.
You like that?
All right, so we are on Sky Temple, and the red team has Phoenix, Diablo, Greymane, Lily, and Brightwing, and the blue team. So again, red team: Phoenix, Diablo, Greymane, Lily, and Brightwing, and the blue team has Stukov, Tracer, ETC, Sonya. Is there any character that can save blue team here?
Obviously, Tassadar.
Nope. They need damage. Blue has nothing for poke.
They have nothing, and they're also against double heals.
Yeah.
Well,
This is
so,
rough.
What if they go Varian?
Yeah.
Is there only
Yeah,
a shot
but-
Varian killing Phoenix?
All that into a Brightwing and Diablo, like
It's
you
tough.
dive in.
It's tough.
Ooh.
I think you
Yeah.
find a way to out macro the red team, the enemy team. You
Oh,
find
okay.
a way to out macro. I mean, they've got double support. Phoenix and Greymane do provide a lot of macro potential, but because they have this double support, they're still missing. They still don't have enough wave clear, I guess, really, to deal with somebody that just like pushes them hard and punishes that. And I think, I think honestly, you just run a Zagara here if you're the blue team, and you just like run it down a lane, and you force multiple people to have to deal with you while your team just does the rest of the shit. And if they leave you alone, then you just run rampant all over the place. And And I mean, I know this, and the reason I say Zagara, I know this is a Bush League game. I'm pretty sure Zagara can get a lot of value here in this composition. But I mean, you just look to force him to rotate to Zagara. You've got a Tracer, you've got or an in an ETC, look to get a pick around the map or something. But
I got it. You want TLV?
Ooh,
What's that?
Lost
Vikings.
Oh,
that's a good one. That's a good one too.
Right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You just 4-man around in the map. You've got
They
no
have
pressure.
dog
you've got the
shit
pick
wave
potential.
clear.
Yep.
You don't need wave clear when they're dead, dude.
That's actually a really good idea. I think the Vikings is the way to go, but I feel like
That's
Gazlo.
not gonna work.
It
No
seems to
way.
me, I guess, what the blue team needs, you would think they need more damage, but I think sustained damage won't work with the double heals. I think you really have to have a way to isolate someone and blow them up.
yeah, the thing is that like
you gotta
potentially
isolate
both
or just
healers
burst someone
have,
down.
both healers may have cleanse though.
Mm-hmm.
That is
so-
true. That's
So
true.
that's another thing. So yeah, you guys feel
What
like
about
that? What
Gazlo?
if?
I'm being serious. here.
Gazlo? What's Gazlo gonna do?
Well,
Graviton Surge.
Mm-hmm.
oh, the
Graviton bomb.
the bomb,
Graviton
gravel
Surge
bomb.
is Zarya.
Yeah,
Graviton Surge Bomb.
Yeah, actually, that could work. ETC is probably going to get interrupted, but you could do a mosh pit and just to have enough time for the Graviton Surge Wombo combo to go off, just as a setup for Gazlo.
yeah.
Sonya leaps in, Tracer Pulse Bomb, Stukov silences. That could work.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the Gazlo doesn't overextend, while laning, yeah, it could work.
Wait, is Gazlo really the best call here, guys? Really? When is Gazlo the right pick?
I will say this: the red team did. It was a really good comp.
Uh-oh.
No, wait, I'm back. Am I here?
We're back.
Yeah, your
Sorry,
audio.
every-
I didn't know if it was me.
I know,
Yeah,
no,
I thought I
froze.
froze for a
Yeah,
second.
same here.
Oh
Like,
shit!
what?
There goes the
Was
podcast.
that
Yeah,
Skype?
Yeah, something froze.
Skype
Maybe that was
server?
Skype because like everybody
Yeah.
froze on my screen.
Yeah.
But I was still talking.
Same here.
Skype, what a piece of shit.
Say that again.
Anyways, the team, the draft that the red team has here is actually pretty good. I think.
Yeah.
It's crazy good.
insane.
Yeah.
As
they got-
soon
they
as
got
as soon as
on Sky Temple, Anna Brightwing,
Yeah.
come on.
Well,
Lily's just icing on the cake.
yeah. So for those of you who didn't watch Bush League, the red team is Please Don't Ban Arthas, which is Tower Brand's team.
Please don't ban
And,
Diablo.
Oh, sorry. Please Don't Ban Diablo. And blue team went with Tastar, and the game ended in 12 minutes. So yeah.
I think a
Yeah.
Falstad would have been a decent choice.
I was thinking Falstad Gus.
Falstad would have been
isolate.
actually pretty good too.
That-
It's
that
still
interesting.
might be their best pick
Yeah.
because I mean,
you can look to
Phoenix-
isolate
yeah,
works or something.
Phoenix
Yeah.
does a shit ton of damage. He could zone out Tracer. He has amazing wave clear right now. It's just
What about
you need a
Hanzo?
way to isolate. Hanzo,
Nah.
No, they're just gonna heal them back up.
Brightwing or Lily could both have a cleanse to break that up.
Chad has
Diablo's-
been saying
Hmm?
Tychus.
I don't think Tychus
Oh.
gets value because of this Lily.
Yeah.
Your trait still goes through when you're blinded, right?
You really have to get an initial attack first to proc his trait.
Well, even if you Odin, then you go Odin, and then a lot of your damage is just shut down.
Why is no one saying KTZ?
God.
I don't know.
You got, they have bad dive for you. They can't dive KTZ well, so
Diablo can dive you. KTZ's range is not that big.
You
Yeah.
QE as Diablo, and then Phoenix just presses R with Planet Cracker, and you're dead because
yeah.
that's enough time for Planet Cracker to kill you.
Planet Cracker is whack. Actually, I like
Whack.
it, but you don't.
Whack.
My best use for Planet Cracker is using it on the guy who's like 5% health trying to escape. Because before these nurses, auto attack was so good that why would you root yourself to deal the same amount of damage and they can dodge it?
Yeah.
What about Gul'dan? If you go horrify and split up the team.
I think if you want to do that, maybe you go with the Falstad instead, because the Falstad still gives, like, you can still split up your team, the team with the Gust. You can do that. You positioning wise, you gotta have to make some things happen there. But the Falstad also provides you with the global,
Boss control,
wave clear, boss control, macro,
Yeah.
things that the enemy team, they have with this Brightwing. But if you have the Falstad, you do it a little bit better.
Okay.
And at level 10, if you're the Falstad, you just look to match the Brightwing rotations, and if she's looking to phase shift in, you can just gush her away and cancel that, and then fly down yourself, and it's a 5v4. Look to do that. But
Yeah. I don't feel confident with any of the other than I think Vikings for me is probably the best way to go.
It really is just because of that Phoenix pick. I don't know. It really doesn't make sense to me how they let that through. But
Well,
it was gifted.
Yeah, EBS plays Diablo almost exclusively, so I think they expected him to be first picked,
And they get
Phoenix to go through.
Yeah.
But they banned Mal for it, which is
That's puzzling since no one plays Malf on that team.
I've been playing Malf. Actually,
Really?
they sniped during the mid ban. They sniped Uther, who I was going to pick instead of Brightwing.
Yeah, but
Daz knows I plays Uther.
I don't know. Your Malf isn't first ban worthy.
From what I've learned
Oh,
playing these
Intel,
Bush League games,
inside information.
No,
the Bush League games, you got to have a healer that has to save people from making mistakes. And Brightwing kind of has that with the phase shield, the polymorph, and the Emerald Wind. Malf does pretty good damage output, and he helps lock down with the roots, but he can't save anybody. And that's why I think he can't really solo heal in these Bush League games, because he doesn't have a way to save people's.
I don't know. I did that week one, and
dispositions.
we won. What are you talking about?
Zuni did that. That was the old Zuni show.
I didn't know that. I didn't think
Hey
Malf
man,
won.
Twilight Dream. Ganja said that's a HUC quality Twilight Dream there, level 20. To win the game.
The teleport retreat Twilight Dream.
Yeah.
But, oh, come on, Fringe.
But all right. Anyway, so let's move on to the next draft.
But one last given that the Phoenix team pretty much won the draft, Daz's team I think did pretty well given their situation. Like they actually had a couple moments where they could have turned the tide of the game, but let's give credit where credit's due. Tower Brand actually made some plays to keep Greymane alive and keep the fight going. So
All right.
Yeah.
And I think next week, Team 4, Daz's team, is going to be the hungriest of all the teams after
I hope so.
after a bad beats, because last week it was our turn to have the bad beats, and definitely you get more pumped up the next week to not let that happen again. So I think Zexrus's team is going to probably have the hardest time.
Well, I think it's because Zexrus is going to have an injury because he's been throwing so much that his arm won't be able to play very well. So,
shit.
He needs some Tommy John surgery after this.
yes, Zex's team has a big hill to climb. So, but
Yeah.
I look forward to that. So, all right, let's go on to the second game, which was Infernal Shrines. So the blue team was Diablo, Stukov, Junkrat, Greymane, and Dahaka. Again, for Infernal Shrines, Diablo, Stukov, Junkrat, Greymane, and Dahaka. And the red team went Lucio, Chromie, Anubrak, and Blaze. Lucio, Chromie, Anubrak, and Blaze. So how would you round out the red team? Let's go to Old Backpack.
They need DPS. Like lots of it. They need sustained DPS. Well, I go Tassia because I love Tassia. She counters the Greymane really well. She kills both the Hawk and Diablo. Yeah.
Cassius takes a lot of damage from Junkrat.
Yeah. And
gets-
Diablo
yeah,
could lock her
and
down,
Diablo.
and she could get blown up while she's stunned.
And
Dang.
Stukov silence will really fuck her.
What
Yeah.
about Stukov? Oh, no, sorry. So what about Tychus? Sorry, what about Tychus?
That would have been my pick. I want some percent damage
Yeah.
to be able to threaten Diablo and Dahaka a little bit too.
Not to mention Odin provides a lot of control on the shrine. You know,
Yeah,
you've got this
that as
big
well.
thing, and you want to fight on the shrine, and Odin's out pumping some damage out. It's pretty powerful. I mean, Tychus. I'm trying to remember the draft. Well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, Tychus is definitely a strong option here, for sure. If not Tychus, I don't know, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
What about
Hanzo
Maev?
Q build. Hanzo Q
Maev?
build.
Hanzo
Hanzo could be pretty good too,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He gets a lot of value from his Q build on the shrine.
Well,
Yeah, the biggest
sorry.
thing I would the biggest thing I'd be concerned about if we went Hanzo is like we're pretty squishy. We have Lucio, Chromie, Hanzo against this Diablo Greymane, Dahaka. Like, yeah, we have some tools. We've got Bunker. We've got Sound Barrier. However, considering Diablo and the way he works on this map, it's kind of scary to go with that Hanzo. Tychus at least has some more tankiness, some more survivability against a hero like Diablo.
Yes, but also like this comp with Chromie and Lucio, it's a very defensive pokey comp to begin with, and Hanzo enhances that poke. And
Yeah,
like
definitely.
the Blaze and Anubarak, like as good as they are in dives, they're also pretty good tanks in terms of peel, slowing down the enemy engage. They're one of the better tank combos to do that with Cocoon and all their stuns and oil slicks and whatnot. So
I wouldn't
So,
mind a Ragnaros.
it'll
either.
Ooh.
definitely be a slow game. Rag, I don't know, man. Rag will get Diablo, and then you get Junkrat.
I don't-
At
I
level
don't know,
13,
what?
you
I
get
don't
armor
know.
when Diablo stuns you.
Yeah,
you're-
and then
you're
you
pretty
get giant
tanky.
killer. You get giant killer on your
Yeah,
head. on
you
your
get Giant
cube.
Killer at level
I don't
16.
know. Rag is and a
He's
shrine
good at
control.
defending and
Rag is gonna get
sieging
popped,
the
though.
shrine.
However, you've already got some overlap with the Blaze. We'll give you that. All right, there's some overlap.
Well, Blaze has a bunker to help Ragnaros survive a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
Ragnaros actually is not. That's just another. Yeah.
I
bad.
think he's a decent pick.
Yeah. A sulfurious smash right on a temporal loop right there. Just
Ragnaros
Yeah,
doesn't
or
do
a
too well
Blaze Star.
against double tanks nowadays, though.
So, question though:
I
Does
think
Rag
he
check
does
bushes?
play the game. I think he does. What's that?
Does Rag check bushes?
Yeah, I could.
You could do it with
I mean,
Meteor, of course.
Yeah, I know,
all these heroes check bushes. Right?
I mean, yeah, that's Kappa.
I
You should
don't
watch the
really
game.
see the Ragnaros. I'll have to be proven wrong.
Wait,
But
wait. You're dropping kappas now?
Yeah, I dropped Kappas now. I learned from
June is
June.
on the show. Now you're dropping kappas as if
Yeah.
you're all
That's what I
casual.
learned.
You're just dropping kappa now after like 2 years. You're just gonna like,
You
oh,
gotta learn, yo.
kappa this, kappa that.
Yeah, he's
this
about
is
to
the
drop that
this is
monk
the
that
evolution
S
of
now.
Game Push.
Yep, Kappa.
We're just gonna self-moderate our jokes. Okay, all right. Oh God, all right. Sorry to interrupt. I had to call that out though. It had to be done. It had to
Does
be
anyone
said.
else think that the back line's kind of immobile and not a lot of CC? Like if someone dove in the back,
For which
Yeah.
team?
like the blue team is pretty immobile with the Stukov Junkrat. Everyone think like a Somro or like a Zeratul be able to kind of disrupt them a little bit.
Junkrat's not bad. Junkrat's pretty mobile. I'd say he's
Yeah,
pretty mobile.
Junkrat's pretty hard to lock down.
Yeah, because you can blast away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Zeratul's sticky though. You can just Vorpal onto him.
Yeah,
That
but
is
then
true.
you're the only one in the back line doing that. And
You have an Uber.
then you got 5 people collapsing on you. You don't got Nubarak because the Nubarak got knocked back by Junkrat's mine.
Well, assuming you engage at the right time, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when the front line's already occupied.
I mean, my pick is Hanzo. So, like, you get Chromie with, if you, there's the vision from your minions in the lane that gives you vision on part of the shrine, right? On one side of the shrine, you use good time trap placements from Chromie for other like nooks and crannies that the tanks can access, and then you use Sonic Arrow to open up the battlefield and try to look out for flanks, and you just poke. And Blaze has really good shrine clear with his AoE combo. Chromie has pretty good shrine and poke in general. Hanzo has his Q build that explodes on monsters.
I don't know. I like Tychus. Like he has the poke with the if he gets the ultimate that whatever it's called. Yeah, he gets the Odin for the poke that you want, and it also gives you shrine control when he goes into the Odin. And percent-based damage against Diablo sounds pretty nice.
I can see Tychus too. Yeah, definitely. But not Ragnaros. I really don't see Ragnaros, guys. I'm sorry. Would he go Q build or what build would he go?
I would go Q build. I would
Q build.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you combo the first
Lava
Smash
Wave
with?
or?
I mean, I don't think you need Lava Wave. You're far enough ahead with your wave clear that. No, you want team fight, boy. You want to kill some people.
Right. I don't know. They have just as good wave clear.
Yeah, I think the Chromie in this game went temporal loop instead of doing the slowing sands. That was a big deal.
That was a big one.
Yeah, like
And
if
it
they
was
go
used on the full life Diablo a lot.
Yeah, that slowing sands would have provide tons of control around choke points during the objective.
Slowing Sands is awesome on shrines with the narrow choke points where it covers pretty much a whole entrance.
I think if they go slowing sands and Hanzo and Chromie is kind of really good then, So, because then you're putting the onus on the Dahaka to disrupt and then engage from the Dahaka, I think. But anyway, doesn't matter. They went Alarak and it wasn't enough. Boom.
But the Alarak was very effective, though.
Yes.
Yeah, he was really
The
good.
Alarak was very good. Yeah.
He was really good.
Who was it?
Well played.
That was Rosai.
Yeah,
Rosai.
Yeah, that was their best player.
Well
He was-
played with that Alarak. It was actually pretty cool because you have this Diablo, you have this Greymane, and you have that's right. It was it was not the Tychus, and we have this Dahaka that all converge on a target.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally Chromie or Lucio, and then you have the Anubarak for some peel, also for some initiation if you wanted to. You've got Blaze for peel as well, and initiation if you wanted to, and then you've got this Alarak that says anybody that comes in the zone is just gonna get destroyed by a Discord strike.
Yeah.
It was clever. It worked out. I enjoyed watching it, and that was an Alarak in the 4-man, I believe. Yeah, it was an Alarak in the 4-man. So he was stacking status and he was doing stuff. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was like another Chromie protector. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, I told Zex if you just went Johanna with that comp, they win. But
no, not necessarily. I think if they don't fake check that bush, they win.
Yep. Yeah.
well, yeah, but whatever. Hey, 2-0. Boom.
You guys got so lucky.
All right, man. All
Well,
right,
first of all, after the game, we had a sub on our team, and the sub literally said after the win, like literally right after, he's like, I played like shit. So, and then we had a Dahaka player who's not used to playing Dahaka, at least with us. So anyway, we'll be better prepared next time we play Zex's team. So, but
it was a fun game. It was a fun game.
Yeah, it was good. All right, so our last segment this week is very brief. It's called Story Time with Fringe. So
Sit and listen.
Yeah. Stay a while and listen, everyone.
Stay a while and listen to a story with Fringe. So basically, for those of you who know, I live in Portland, Oregon, and there are several theaters here that show independent film, and obviously I go probably once a week. And I went to go see a movie by Aaron Katz. He's a writer-director, and he's actually from Portland, but he lives in L.A. now. He's been in L.A. for a while. But anyway, so his movie was playing because he's from Portland. He's playing at the theater. And so I went, and he was actually there. he was actually at the theater, and he actually introduced the film, and then took Q&A after the film, and then I got to talk to him for a few minutes after the film, and I told him how much, he's like one of my favorite directors, and I told him how much I enjoyed his film and his other films and stuff like that, and that's pretty much, it was pretty cool to talk to someone that you look up to from an artistic point of view, and got to talk to him for a few minutes, and it was really cool, and so his new movie is actually Gemini. I don't know where it is. I'm sure it's being released in theaters in some locations, but I think it could be streaming anytime now, I believe. But it's very good. It's he does a lot of movies that are very slow. They're not they're like the opposite of like a Marvel film where things just blow up constantly. But it's a very slow movie, but it actually builds to something really cool. So I highly recommend that film, and it was really cool to meet someone that I really like. So yeah, so that's it. That's the end of my quick little. Oh, holy shit! You found the trailer. So
Wow.
You're such a hipster, dude.
It's a neo-noir film, actually, so it's pretty cool.
Neo-noir.
Heather, hey, Heather, how's the love life?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the weirdest clip ever for a film.
That's Heather.
So, but actually, it stars Zoe Kravitz, the daughter of Lenny Kravitz, if you're interested at all in that. And it has the lead actresses from Mistress America, if you ever saw that film. But anyway, let's okay. I'm sure people are bored now. So, all right. So thank you, Goon, for lowering your standards again and joining us and casting our silly Bush League.
That's a lot of fun. I had fun with it. Had fun with it. It's gonna be better next time. Better next time.
Well, I'm 2-0. I can't get better, but I know.
Man.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
We're looking. I'm looking to keep building on top of this and keep doing more stuff. Just have a lot of fun with it. This is an opportunity for all of us to just sit back, relax, play some hots. Good, good, clean, fun, right? Yeah, no Kappa. And just
Kappa.
and I don't know, just make something, create something that we want, that we enjoy, that we like. We don't have to rely on Blizzard to give us what we want. We can do that ourselves, right? So
yeah, and again, so on Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Goon is going to do a replay of one of the games, and last one went for like an hour, maybe like 70 minutes. So if you go to his Twitch channel, twitch.com/GoonHots, and you can find links to that, and he has a Discord channel of his own. If you want to go there and hang out as well, that's pretty much those are all the plugs, right, Goon?
And I just want to plug the pickup games one more time. If you guys are interested and you guys want to play, you guys are looking to play with other people that want to try things out, have fun, be competitive, but without the headache of waiting in queue for Hero League or getting matched with a bunch of randoms or whatever the case may be, join the Discord, get register for the pickup games. We'll create random teams after every game. It's a random team. Play around, have fun with the people in there, and yeah. And I'd like to also shout out.
Are the most.
Whoa! I like what the hell was that? Whoa!
What's bacon?
All right.
Yeah, what's bacon watching? What are you into, dude? What are you into, man?
That was a cam girl I heard.
The camera.
Yeah. I clicked the link. I fucking hate websites that automatically play audio. God damn it.
He's
That's fine. Who is she?
Michelle Obama.
What's her name?
Anyway, go ahead, Goon.
There was a poll about who you most admire in the United States, and Obama and Michelle Obama topped the list.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go back to Goon.
No, I also want to shout out my org, Reborn. Those guys at Reborn, pretty awesome org. I coach their Heroes of the Storm team. They also have other teams as well, CS:GO, Overwatch, and whatnot. But you guys should check out their website, reborn.gg. It's still pretty early on, but there's going to be some content coming out from the players and myself there in the future. So.
Oh, and also Goon has a Patreon as well.
Oh, yes, yeah. Patreon, yeah. You can look me up at GoonHots. It is for those that are interested in being prioritized for coaching. I won't deny anybody that wants to be coached or, go over VODs or anything like that. I will always make time for everybody. However, if you do want to be prioritized, you can go to the Patreon, sign up there. If you just want to support the stuff that I do, you can go on Patreon as well. There's an option there for support. I'd like to thank my first Patreon supporter, by the way, Fringe Average. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. But yeah, it's all there. You can follow me on Twitter at GoonHots, and then also on Twitch at GoonHots. All the information and socials are at those sites. Thanks.
Yeah. If you participate in Bush League, Goon created the audio as well as the minute-long video for the pre-part of the stream. So he did all that on his own. I didn't even ask, or Daz didn't ask. He just went and did it. So if just go to his Patreon, help him out a little bit. So yep. All right. So let's go to. Also for the Bush League, if you want to just watch the games with us, people watch before during the first game as well as the second game. So if you want to come hang out, please come to the Discord, the Game Push Squad Discord, and just hang out. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's lots of shit talking going on, and all that fun stuff. So all right, let's go to Tyler Barron.
And that's our show, and we'll see you in the Nexus.
Yeah, everyone blow ASAP. Now go.
He
Jesus Christ.
missed it.
Last one was so much better.
He missed it.
That's the outro. We're good.
The miss on the stage.